Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the first sketchbook session, hopefully out of many. It depends on how this goes. So, I'll start with the sketchbook process. I usually start with a small thumbnail of the pose and proportions of the character that I'm doing. Apparently fixing the thumbnail before jumping into the real thing. So I was a little bit of a dum-dum and decided to draw the character too close to the page, so I had to flip the pose. This is where I realized it. I'm sorry I sound nervous and make such simple mistakes. There is gonna be a lot of erasing in this video. I was nervous making this video in the first place. It's been a while since I've done YouTube, and I've decided that I want to do something more with my art than just scribble in my free time. My art means a lot to me. I've been doing it for 10 years on and off, and I've finally decided to make something out of it. So my first idea was to pick back YouTube. I did this back in 2014 when I was a wee little teenager, and yeah, that didn't really end well as school became an issue, started college, and life took me to places that I didn't think I would go, but I'm back. I'm not really gonna go more into detail about that. Let's return back to the drawing process. I took a moment deciding which one of my characters I would draw, and I decided to draw my character Osena. She is a lovely little healing angel, literally. Principality Osena. She's part of my story Lost in Shadows that I've been working on for God knows how long. So yeah, sorry about the hand in a way. I do fix that later in a video, but you have to it's gonna be a struggle throughout this entire sketch of Asana. I do change it up, thankfully. So hair, struggle, face, struggle, hands, of course, struggle. The only thing I don't really struggle with for her is the clothing. No, never mind, I lied, still a struggle. Yeah, my nerves had really messed up my sketching, so I'm sorry about that. Here we're moving on to her little dress thing. No, struggling. So, while I try to get myself in check of how her design looked, since I've been changing my character designs quite a lot recently, since I haven't changed them since 2015 or 16. So yeah, I've changed them to more appropriate time period that they are based in. Yeah. Anyways, the character. Let's talk about Osuna as a character. She is an absolute sweetheart, very friendly, very kind, very protective. She can be kind of like a mum in a way, always telling everyone off to be careful and just looks out for everyone. Some might say that that's kind of plain. Her design is rather plain, but I like her as a character. She's always been that uplifting figure within my universe story, and I want to keep her that way. She is more of a background character, so I don't want her to outshine the main cast. She does interact with the main character quite often and some of the other cast, but despite her story being very fleshed out, I decided to just keep her in a back. I first created her back in 2015. It started off with this funky hairstyle where her hair comes out from the middle of her bun. So her hair is actually really, really long. It's just pulled up in a way that it looks like a tiny little bob. Her features have, of course, changed since both my art style and my skills have improved. And as I said previously, her overall clothing design has changed quite dramatically. Oh, and look at that, we're moving on. This is gonna be my main character after I ponder on what to draw. So, main character, his name is Hiroshi, and he is my baby. I love him to bits. He is a design I did back in 2012. He's changed, of course. Again, skill, time, design to fit the time period. I did find it rather difficult from the angle that I was looking at to draw his eye correctly and some of his facial features. The nose is... I nailed it the first time and I'm actually quite happy with how it came out. I know that for the next time I should decide on what I'm gonna draw before I start doing it, instead of just going blindly into my sketchbook, what I usually do. So I don't understand why I'm finding it difficult to draw. It's probably the nerves, most definitely the nerves. And the nightmare with the eyeballs. Oh gosh. Yeah, this is not how he looks like, I promise. As I said, I'm struggling with finding his features correctly from the angle that I'm in, as I usually have my sketchbook in my lap, so I just look at it from the angle that you're currently looking at. So being so far away from the sketchbook and the sketchbook being tilted was quite a challenge. I need to do more drawing at the table before I do another video, just to get myself familiar with drawing at a table. I do work at this table a lot, as you can see by the paint that is on the wood surface. What I want to do with this channel, I've decided to do art, quick doodles, sketchbook sessions and other stuff like that, as well as probably some cosplay videos, like creating props and more DIY kind of stuff, like creating outfits for cosplays, probably some makeup looks, since that also falls under art. I do a lot of SFX, special effects art, makeup, and yeah, I make my own props, I do a lot of my own clothing. This is the table that suffers throughout all of that, except art. now it suffers with my sketchbook and pencils and other supplies as well now, so that's gonna be fun. Before I go deeper into this topic, back to the drawing process. This is a little more complex pose from above with a knee up and sort of foreshadowing? No, foreshortening. Peach is very much a background character, don't really go deep into his story. I decided to just draw him since I haven't really drawn him often. Here is his missing tooth. Oh, he's a lovely little guy. In my story, fairies are about 1.5 head size comparing to regular sized people. This is not the usual. He's a fae, so his ears are slightly different from fairies. Yeah, in my story I have all sorts of mythical creatures, demons, just a whole lot of everything. My story is based in medieval 19th century apocalypse. Yeah, with a lot of fantasy elements into it, so it's a lot to take in. As I said, this has been a work in progress for a long time. And the ideas that go into this story are just getting more and more wild as the time goes on, and I'm like, ooh, I can do this, ooh, no, I can do that, and I can add this, and here's a fae, and yeah. Well, I guess I will stop blabbering since I've been trying to record the voiceover for this for like 2 hours now, and yeah, I am miserably failing at it, so I'll just let the music do its thing, as well as a clip with the actual sounds of pencil scratching and a pen, and since I really enjoy that kind of videos where they have the sounds of drawing process, the art creation in it. So I will hopefully see you all next time, if I decide to make more videos. Depends. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I don't know yet. Bye.